In this podcast, I shall explain access modifiers. There are three basic access modifiers. These are public, private, and protected. Please note that for the time being, I am going to explain only the public and the private access modifiers. So, I am going to load NetBeans, and this is the example which I have created in these past 3 or 4 podcasts, where I have created a class person with 3 attributes: the name, the surname, and the age, and there are a couple of methods. As you can notice, till now we have always used the public access modifier for all our attributes and methods. And in this podcast, I would like to explain what is the meaning of public and what would happen if instead of public we would write another access modifier such as private. So please note that here we have these attributes which are set to be public. This means that if we go in our main method and after we create our object, we can directly access the attributes as you can see here. So for example, we can set the name like this, and here we have stored the value Matthew in the attribute name of class person. Now if I change this public to private and I go back to my main method, notice that now here we have an error, and if we try to type in the name, as you can see here, there isn't the name attribute available. The reason being that the name attribute is now set to be private. Obviously, if we also set the surname and the age to be private, we would not have access for them from the main method, as you can see here. So basically, if something is public, it means that that something, which can be either an attribute or a method, is available from outside our class, while if something is private, such as this attribute name here, is only available inside our class. The same applies for the methods. For instance, this method, which is set to public, so can drive car is public, is currently available from outside the class, and as you can see here, we can invoke that method. However, if we go back in class person and we set this can drive car to be private, and we go back to the main, here now we do not have access to that particular method. So this brings us to the end of this podcast, where we have discussed the public and the private access modifiers, and this podcast will lead us to our next topic, which is going to be encapsulation. For more information, kindly visit my website on www.matthewschwiereb.com.